Conditioning is one of the most basic forms of learning. The two most common forms of conditioning are classical and operant. In this tutorial video, we will discuss the differences between classical and operant conditioning, aided by a demonstration.
Students often ask about the relationship between brain and behavior. It's hard to say. Part of what's interesting about the brain and complex about the brain is when we look at abnormal behavior, for example, depression, there's not one structure or piece of the brain that we can dissect out and say, here's that depression. In fact, if you ask someone who is clinically depressed, they would love it if there was. It turns out that the brain works holistically in total, and we do know some of the things that are implicated in depression.
Classical conditioning begins with a reflexive or unlearned response to a stimulus.
For example, if someone pops a balloon next to your head, you will startle and jump. This is an unlearned or unconditioned response to the very loud stimulus. If a balloon pops every time you say a certain word, then that word, which was previously neutral, becomes a learned stimulus. So if the balloon pop is paired with the word often enough, you might develop a learned or conditioned response and startle or jump when you hear that word.
Helen Fisher's research has shown that when people discuss a person with whom they are passionately in love with, those same centers of the brain deep inside light up, as if you're addicted to a drug. And so I've often wondered if it could be a good lie detector. Do you love me? Let's see if your brain lights up.